And then obviously now you're a Twitch streaming full time, right? That's your...
Much to my family's great shame. No, my mom loves it.
I don't think my parents feel.
If you thought teaching was bad, no. But I think, Twitch is, or streaming or YouTube or what any of you guys have done, podcasting.
It just seems like every time I talk to you, it's like streaming was like made for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With all the experiences you have and like your background and everything, it's just, you can shine the way you want to, really.
Yeah. Well, it also seems that you have a very interest. I like when you talk to me about it, because I find that because you weren't raised online.
No. Well, actually, before you guys, I was raised like on the base of the internet,
right.
Like the beginning of AOL Instant Messenger and E-Bombs World and You're the Man Now Dog and things that don't exist anymore that were memes way before we had words for memes. But then I took a 9-year break when it really blew up because from 2011 was the Tohoku earthquake. I didn't even have a PC for 8 years. Wow. So I missed, of course you see it on the phone and stuff, but when YouTube really became a career in the late 2000s and it kind of opened these opportunities on Twitch like 2010, 2011. I was on the sidelines on that. And you guys have such knowledge of it. But the things that we had back then are still, we dial up and net zero. And if you had DSL in your apartment blocks or your houses, everyone would just come over to your house to use the internet.
Oh yeah.
It was the Wild West back then. I think it was
cool though.
Yeah, it was actually a lot more fun, I think.
How did you find out about Twitch then?
So it's actually really interesting because no, it's not. I don't know why I gave that. I have no idea why I said that.
It's an interesting story.
I just lied. I
straight up false.
It is a story.
I had been into watching like Justin TV and stuff for Evo and fighting game tournaments. Then Twitch came about when I had started teaching at a high school and I started watching a ridiculous amount of Hearthstone during the initial blow up of like Twitch. And I started getting into all of that stuff. And then I started streaming myself a little bit. I bought a PlayStation Eye camera and I tried and I was
used
like,
the inbuilt PlayStation live streaming thing.
I tried and I was like, I'm not feeling this at all. Like it was, I wasn't ready for that opportunity yet.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody stream using the built-in like streaming tools. However, I have seen one person
I've tried it once.
I've seen one person do it who had a substantial viewership.
Really?
You know who it was?
No.
It was like Hitomi, the
Hitomi Tanaka?
Hitomi Tanaka, the porn
the Japanese porn star?
Yeah, she was playing. If you don't know her, you might know her.
You will know her.
You probably don't know you know her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember she still streams on Twitch now.
Yeah.
She just plays Fortnite.
Wow.
With the built-in PlayStation.
Seriously?
Holy shit.
Yeah, no commentary, nothing. It's just her playing Fortnite, and I guess people are just like, I could imagine the second thing.
It was tough. I remember Overwatch had just come out, right? And I was playing that on the built-in streaming.
2016, doesn't that feel crazy that
that
came out?
Fucking hell.
So
don't say that.
Don't say that.
Don't.
So carry on.
How could you? Anyway, I was streaming that and I was playing as Hanzo, and I was kind of like
fucking Hanzo, man.
Well, I mean, hey, just
at least he's not a Genji, man.
Yeah,
it was day one of playing. I was just feeling it out. I hadn't. I'm a Zenyatta main, really, the cool dude with the robe. I don't play Overwatch. It's a shitty game. Anyway, but I was doing this thing, and I hit some dude with the headshot. And everyone's first stream, I was like, hey, good shot. And this guy somehow took the time to like use the built-in PlayStation thing, and he was like, "You are shit." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." I was like, "What's up, man? Are you hello?" And then he never replied, and I was like, "Oh, maybe that was the one and done." That was it. Right. But like, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel fun. It didn't have the things. I didn't have the tools available to make it what I wanted, what I'd seen. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm done with this. And it wasn't until COVID that I got back into it. But yeah, it is a very interesting platform for people like me because it caters to what I grew up with. I think the most, which I'm still what I would consider a dying breed on Twitch, which is really centered on games. And now I'm not saying that's not popular, of course, but I think that what Twitch and YouTube streaming has done so well is there's these people innovating on it and doing bigger and more interesting and like actual events, right?
Yeah.
But I've always just wanted to recreate a kind of game nights with my buddies when we used to play Halo 16 player when I was in high school. And Twitch does, so cool. It was the best. it was the best of times. Having LAN parties, and
I wish.
Oh, LAN parties.
it was something that unless you were there, you
I'm very jealous. I never
I'm
got.
so
I
jealous.
never
So
got. I
jealous.
never got to experience like LAN parties.
I used to have Civ
Anything.
2 LAN parties
It
back
was-
in like
God.
middle school. It was so fucking fun.
None of my friends gamed like
No,
all
none of the
like,
parents knew how to set that up.
yeah.
man, it was like because those days I didn't even have an Xbox, right? But I had a big enough basement so that everybody could come
You
over.
could bring their Xboxes.
People,
Smart.
we'd bring 3 TVs, so people would have to move their. And this is not flat screens; these are not things.
CRTs, right?
These are these big ass 27
Yeah.
inch monsters.
Yeah.
And we'd throw those in the back, and you'd bring. I had my own controller because there wasn't even wireless controllers yet. You just had like
Yeah.
your wrapped up thing.
Yeah.
And we would all bring over. Everybody had to bring over 2 cases of soda. That was the rule. It was either 2 cases
That's
of
the
soda.
payment.
That is the payment. And every Midwest kid has a refrigerator in the garage as well.
Yep.
So we would have 250, 260 cans in there and more. And then we'd have the 4 TVs, 2 in one room and then 2 in my bedroom. And they would all be connected with 4
That's so
people. And it'd be
sick.
8 on 8 or whatever you were playing. Could be
That's
free
so
for all.
sick.
Yo, we would start at like 7:30 and stop 12 hours later. My mom would go to work on Saturdays. And I cannot believe she let us do this every Friday for about 18 months.
That just sounds like literally the best
That
Friday
sounds like the
you could
best
have.
childhood
Take
ever.
me
was,
back, man.
It was great. It
Yeah.
was, but when online gaming came out, we all thought this is it. This is going to be great. We can have game night anytime. It's not the same, and the novelty wore off pretty quick because part of it's just being in a room and experiencing something
Yeah.
exciting. And Twitch is as close as I've ever felt because of the interactive nature of it and the reactions. And though I could probably do a better job of taking the channel in a different direction, I love my game nights and I love doing those things. And luckily, there's enough people who still like that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
that-
you say it's a dying breed, but I think there's a massive market of people who just want that like kind of simple, as you said, like game night feel, right? Like
Yeah.
it's either whether it's built on nostalgia or just the fact that like it's like some people don't go to Twitch to like see these like extravagant events. They just want someone to hang out with.
That's that's a really good point. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of Twitch is just being online a lot and just kind of like being there to fill in the
hanging
gap.
out.
Yeah. It's like kind of like a friendship simulator.
Being present.
Being present.
Yeah, being
It's just
present.
being there.
Twitch is just, hey, just show up.
Yeah.
There is a nice element though for me personally where I worked as a radio DJ in America and I did theater for a long time and stuff, and teaching to an extent. You do have that element of performance time where
Yeah,
you get
totally
to
agree.
make
I totally
some
agree.
jokes and you get to
try bits.
it's your
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
get to say things and see if they hit or they did not. And
Yeah.
that to me is what keeps it fresh. And I am so thankful and humbled that anybody even bothers to click that. So like it's a very exciting thing to do.
I don't know, man. I tuned into your Jump King stream once,
yeah.
and that was one of the funniest streams I've ever watched in my
I've
life.
never seen someone who is playing a rage game where they're meant to rage and just come out of it so positively. I'm like, how
you
the
are
fuck
in
do
so
it?
many ways the most positive dude I've met in my life.
Like you fall down 5 screens and you're like, that's okay.
Let's do it again.
Let's do
Yeah,
it
man,
again.
that's no oddball on Halo with 16 people that want to kill you, and like I've been through some of those fires, but yeah, to me, I realized early on. I remember on one of my early streaming days, I was playing like a Spider-Man game, and it was the Miles Morales one, and I didn't think the game was good, but it was too much of the same for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had like 8 people in there and stuff, and I remember this guy was like, I was kind of talking shit on the game, saying like, well, I think I've already felt like I've done this, same city, same things.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, I never talk in this chat, but I was so excited to see this game, and I was so excited to see you play it, and you've just been so negative. And I thought to myself, well, thanks for watching the stream. We're ending now. But like that actually resonated because I have a choice, right? How I approach these things. And
Right.
I could be upset and I could be negative, but I think that it's more fun to find the positive stuff in my experience.
Yeah.
And,
My
I
British cogs in my brain.
yeah, I totally get it.
What are
But
you-
I totally get it. But
Okay.
that really, I was like, you're right. I have a choice of what kind of content that I want to provide.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep doing. And I mean, I do get angry occasionally, but like it's usually about my forehead size or something. That, or they'll make fun of my physical appearance, but not in a bad way. But like, you're like, I was in Okamura Furniture, you know.
Were you a model? Were
You
ever
should have
a
seen
model?
the French guys I beat.
I'm talking to El Cante right now.
I've
To
heard a
remove your
lot of things
existence.
that I'm not going to repeat to you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Santa Claus told
But yeah, sometimes because we've been on the internet for a long time, we have had our fair share of like mean comments, everything like that.
course,
So we're like immune to a lot of it, but sometimes you just get that one comment. I don't know, maybe you just
On the
it's
one
just
day,
like the
that
wrong
one thing
day,
you're worrying about.
that the one thing you are really really worried about or insecure about, and it's happened to me like live on Twitch, and it's the worst when it happens live on Twitch because you kind of like you go from instantly let's fucking do this stream to like I just want to like end the stream right now, and I don't know how to like mask that fact.
Yeah, for sure.
Because with a YouTube comment, you're like, fuck it. I'm gonna be pissed for like an hour, go have like a nice meal or something. I'm gonna try and forget it, and then you wake up tomorrow like, all right, let's do it. But on stream, you're like, fuck, I'm still on camera, man. How do like smile through the pain, baby. Come on,
There's
you can
a
do
lot
this.
of times in your stream, you're like, fuck. I just, for something, for whatever reason, made you feel like shit. Maybe you got a message that wasn't good from someone.
Yeah.
Who's like, by the way, your house is burning down. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
sometimes occasionally that's why I tend to try and not check my phone, because sometimes you'll get a bad news or something. Or something will get cancelled that you were looking forward to, and you're like, well, shit, my mood's kind of ruined, and now I got to keep streaming for 2 more hours at least.
Right.
I have to keep streaming for a movie length, and I'm not happy.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I'm pretty lucky, I think. Most people in this community I've had has been so amazing and supportive. So I think like I will get those things, but usually I'm like, they're right. I do need to exercise. That's a good point. So I'll take that.
I think when you use it as a vehicle to kind of add humor to the stream, it does add a lot of elements, and it does make you kind of like almost indestructible in a sense to insults, because it's like, all right, well, if you're going to make an insult and I'm able to play it off and make it add to the content, well, then it's like, what can you do really if someone really wants to for some reason upset you? I don't know why they would.
I know it's a weird thing, but you put yourself out there, and it's just it's part of the territory that does come with it. Is you get all the feedback, good and bad. It can be very rewarding
instantaneously,
and that's what Twitch does. And I think that kind of field makes it so exciting for me.